Many of you folks out there, maybe even most, believe that this is a good place. And you're going to go to heaven someday because you are a good person. And then some believe that this place is a little bit of hell and a little bit of heaven mixed together. It's like 50-50. And you can choose. You can choose your hell or choose your heaven. You can just choose whatever you want. And then others believe that this is a game. And a game where the object is to acquire wealth or happiness or something. Just lots of stuff. Just a game, you know. But I'm here to tell you 33 reasons you live in a hell realm. And no, I'm not depressed. I don't have a bad life. I have a good life for the most part. I have a way better life than a lot of you watching this, I bet. But I'll tell you, there are beings out there, like myself, who can separate their emotions from reality. They can look at things objectively. Because I am much bigger than this place. And I am much bigger than the lies and the deception of this place. I am not of this place. I'm in it. And I'm getting out. But here are the 33 reasons you live in a hell realm. Number 1. Here we go. Number 1. You were born into slavery. You were born into bondage. You have to make money so you can survive, so you can buy things. You're working for the elite that created this system. They created the money so they can get richer and so they can have the lives that they want. They can create the reality they want. You're here to work. You're a worker. You were created to be a worker. You weren't born rich. And even the rich who were born, there's expectations that go along with that. We were all born into a slave system. Number 2. You don't have any memory before birth. Now, there are some rare cases where some do remember before they were born, and as far as I know, some of those can be verified. And I do believe in reincarnation. But for the vast majority of us, we don't have any memory, or we're forgetful of what came before here. What a loving place. What a loving place. What a loving creator. What a benevolent God. Sends you here without any memory at all. You don't remember a damn thing. You don't know anything. You're just dropped here and, hey, just survive. Do the best you can. No one's going to help you. Major red flag right there. Number 3, they lie about who you are. They tell you came from a single cell organism, turned into some sort of fish thing, and then crawled onto land, and then became a monkey and now a human. Okay, how are you going to figure anything out if you don't even know who you are? Okay? And God forbid you question anything. They lie about who you are. That's number 3 reason. Number 4, you must eat. You must eat or you will die. You will not survive if you don't eat. It takes up a lot of energy and a lot of time now, doesn't it? Having to figure out how to get food. Well, now you really just work. You work so you can go to the supermarket and buy food that's already prepared for you. But the main thing here is the time that it takes to do that, the distraction. Keeps you away from observing this realm for what it is. Because you're too busy having hunger pangs. You're too busy having to survive and eat and hunt and kill. Number 5, you are programmed to fear. Oh, there's so much of this. Fear of ill health. Fear of poverty. Fear of losing someone close to you. Fear of embarrassment. Fear of not being good enough. Okay? Lots of fear. You are programmed to fear everything. For your, they say, survival, I guess. But again, why would you need to fear all these things? Why would you need to have any of that fear at all? Why do you need fear? And what are we learning from it? Number 6. This is a good one here. We all feel pain. We all feel pain from time to time, some more than others. Some have tremendous pain where they have to be on medication. And sometimes that medication doesn't work very well. But you have the potential to feel excruciating pain all the time. And we have to be very careful about where we step. We have to be careful as we get older, as our bones get brittle. But we have that central nervous system, that damn thing that makes us feel the slightest bit of pain. And there are many things that you feel tremendous pain, and really, it's not that bad. But why do I have to go through all this? I shouldn't even have to explain this. Why do we need to feel pain? Why do we need to feel pain at all? Oh, because we're here to learn, you'll say, right? But we're here to learn, yeah. Negative emotions and thoughts. Negative thoughts and emotions. Number 7. Many have negative thoughts and emotions. Some don't. Some don't really have that much. I don't think there's much going on up there, But I struggle with this negative thought thing, okay? And it can really drag you down, and it can steal your energy. And it's just this chatter that we have to deal with constantly. And negative emotions, which starts from a negative thought. And if you think about that negative thing enough, you're going to start to have negative emotions, and it can make you sick. It can literally make you sick. And all the traumas that we go through, when we're younger, that build up, and we get this constant loop of just these thoughts that started when we had that traumatic event. So we're punished. We're punished for being abused as children, or we're punished for a disease that we have, or a disease that we're trying to avoid, or anything like that. Huge red flag. This is a good place. It's definitely not a good place. Number 8, temptation and addiction. Cigarettes, alcohol, sweets. Some people have a sweet tooth. Some people with pills are addicted to pills. Why would we need to be addicted to anything at all? What is the point of that? And it can happen very quickly. You can just have, one drink, a couple drinks, start to get in the habit. Before you know it, it's taken over your life, and it's also extremely unhealthy. So this wonderful, loving Creator created beings that get addicted to things that harm them, that cause disease. Number 9, your body degrades over time. There's no avoiding this. You're not going to get healthier as you get older. You're not going to be bigger and stronger and more resilient. It's going to be the opposite. Some do better than others, of course, but we're all going to degrade. What a wonderful thing to look forward to. Why do we need to have a realm where we're going to get sick? Our bones are going to be brittle. You fall and you break your hip. Why is that necessary? That is what you get. That is the reward you get for being loyal to this place and toughing it out. For such a long time, for 70, 80, 90 years. Your body degrades over time. Why do we need that in this design? Number 10, loss of loved ones. This is probably one of the worst out of this entire list. Out of all 33, I would say number 10 for me could be the worst one. This could be number 1, loss of loved ones. You're going to lose people in your life, especially as you get older. Grandparents, parents, siblings, parents losing children. Whether they outlived their child or their child was very young, even a baby. Parents have had babies pass away. Parents have had children get in accidents, and just horrific, traumatic moments for these people, for these individuals. It's awful. How about losing a pet? Some people, and I could even put myself in this category, we get more sadness from losing a pet than we do from a family member. Loss of loved ones that you'll maybe never see again. Probably will never see these beings ever again, these spirits. It's awful. Number 11, life eats life. Many don't go out to in the wilderness, or don't watch videos. You can find videos online of predators eating their prey alive. It's not very good to see. It's reason this is a reason for Hell Realm is not only what the animals have to go through, especially the prey, but also us having to see it, us having to witness these animals getting eaten alive. It's horrible. Next up, number 12, natural disasters. Yeah, hurricanes, tornadoes, look at the lightning on that, on the lower left there. You can get struck by lightning. Forest fires, tsunamis, on and on. Some estimate there's over 10,000 diseases as well. Why would we need all this disease? Why do we have the potential to get disease? You could blame it on the elites. They make us sick. But we can still get disease. Anybody can get disease. This has been going on for a very long time. We are designed to get sick. Okay, if we're not perfect, if we don't take care of ourselves perfectly, and also people have genetic weaknesses. Some people have weaker genetics in certain areas, and they are more susceptible to diseases. Why is that? And why is there no explanation for that? It goes back to we have no memory. So we have no way of knowing. We don't know whether we deserve this. Some will say, oh, well, that person maybe in their past life was bad and they deserve that. Well, we don't know that. That would kind of get this creator off the hook a little bit if the creator gave us some fucking information before we came here. Like, hey, you were a murderer and that's why you were born with this disease and now you're in a wheelchair or whatever. We don't get any of that. And then people make excuses and they say, oh, it's because, they were a bad person or something in the past. It's terrible. Number 14, wars and violence. Don't really need to say much about this. Why do we need so much violence? Why do we need the wars? Whether the wars are manufactured or not, people do die and suffer in wars, and people lose, their husbands, their boyfriends in wars. It's a horrible thing, and that's just part of this realm this place has to have wars. It has to have, it has to. I don't know what the word controversy. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I know what I'm trying to say. The word won't come out. Conflict. We have to have conflict. Next up, water, air, food, all poisoned. You can see the amount of ingredients on the left there and the bottom. Also the water, the chlorine, the fluoride, and other poisons in the water, and as well as the air being polluted as well. The air is not as good to breathe. The water's not good to drink. You got to purify it, filter it, take care of all that fluoride and all that stuff that's going to rot your brain, rot your teeth. Just awful. Everything's poisoned. That's another reason why this is a hell realm. Here's number 16. The wild is brutal. It's not fun out there in the wild. It can look all pretty and beautiful for sure. Until you get, stung by something, or you're bitten by a snake, or there's a natural disaster that comes your way, or it gets really cold and you don't have like a blanket, you don't have a coat, a jacket or anything to warm yourself up. There's no heat, there's no electricity, there's no technology, and you're just out there in nature and you just think you're going to survive. Humans were not created based on objective reality, not ideas. Humans were not created to be out in the wild. We need tools. Nobody can deny that we need tools out in the wild to survive. If we don't have tools, we're just dropped out in the wild. Good luck. Next up, children are born with disease. Again, like I had said previously, do they deserve this? Do they do something horrific in their past life to deserve being born with disease? It's one of the worst things in this realm is the suffering of children. Children are also forced to learn lies. They're forced to go to school. They just want to go outside and play, and they want to observe. They want to observe this realm. They are curious. They want to learn what this place is, but then they have to go to school, and it's required, and they learn all this crap that programs their minds, and destroys their curiosity, destroys their wonder of the world. They lie about history. They lie about the earth. They lie about gender and all that. And they lie about evolution, as I put the picture down there in the lower right. They lie about a lot of things. And their creativity becomes stunted as well. I don't know about you, but I was very creative when I was a little boy. I loved painting. I loved drawing. I just loved creating things. But then I have to go to school and I have to learn, algebra, and I have to learn, about chemistry, and I have to learn all these things. I have to do homework, study for exams and tests, quizzes, and, get homework on the weekends, barely have any time to do what I want to do, spend time with family, and there's just not time for that stuff anymore. So the creativity, we all want to be creative, most of us at least. I know I do. Many of us, we're very creative. And we're most creative when we're kids, and we lose that a lot. We lose that over time because of just the standards that we have to live up to in reality. Number 20, individuality is not respected. Okay? It's not about the individual. We're all very unique. We're all different. But it's about the collective. That is what has the power. It's the collective. Some, when they're children, have abusive parents. And they didn't choose that. They didn't choose there's no evidence they chose their parents and their situation. It kind of seems like this hell realm is really just a lottery. You kind of get lucky or unlucky. And humans are not equal. And that is another thing that makes this a hell realm. And why is that? Because it's not fair. Some people are bigger and stronger, taller. They can play basketball. They can play in the NBA. But if you're 5'11", 5'10", unless you have just freakish genetics and athletic ability, you have no chance of getting the NBA. But that's just one thing. That's a sports. But intelligence, people have different intelligence. There's a wide spectrum of IQ. From the 60s all the way up to the 160s, 180s. And most people are in the middle, around 100. But we're not equal. We have different intelligence. We have different strengths and different weaknesses. And some people, I believe, have just overall better attributes, better abilities than others. So it's not like it's not equal after all the sum of all the attributes all equal the same. It's not. You could be short and dumb and, have no skills. You could be diseased, short, dumb, and be diseased. And then there's tall, handsome, healthy, intelligent men. That's why I put the chess pieces here, because they all have different abilities and different values, and that is what it is with humans as well. Number 23, humans follow each other like sheep follow a herd. They follow each other. Why does that make this a hell realm? Why is that a reason? Well, it's because people like me who don't do that, who think for himself, who is an individual, who embraces his individuality. And to see people just follow blindly others and not think for themselves, it's one of the most frustrating things about being here. And then money, power, influence, that determines mostly your social status, especially on a large scale. It's going to be about what you can acquire, how much money you have, how much pull you have, influence, power. That's what determines not how good of a person you are, not how moral you are, not how much truth you know, not how much truth you freely share with others. It's about stuff. It's about material things and money. That's what gets you to the top here in this realm. And then number 25, quite frankly, people are just thieves sometimes, and they take advantage of others. They might steal your car. They might go rob a convenience store. They might just take advantage of you. You ever had a relationship with somebody where it always seems like it's pretty one-sided and the other person calls the shots, or, the other person just never pays for anything and you always offer to pay. They never offer to pay or anything like that. There's just people like to take advantage. Number 26, evil rules this realm. Evil rules this place. As above, so below. So the beings or being or whatever rules this matrix is evil, but also the quote, or whatever you want to call them, the people, the elites, the politicians, whatever you want to call these creatures. I'll call them creatures, I guess. I don't know what they are. But they rule this place. They make the rules. They put the governments together. They work together to keep us down and to deceive us and lie to us. They're the ones who put the schools there that taught you the fake history and taught you the fake solar system, that are pushing the LGBTQ agenda. They're the ones behind that. At least they're the representatives of that in human form. Number 27, demons, narcissists, and psychopaths are amongst us. They're in your schools, your families, they're in your neighborhoods. Okay? It's not just one person out of like 1,000. It's many people. What a wonderful place. Why would this place need to have demons, narcs, and psychopaths? Different ideas cannot be expressed freely. You're not allowed to think for yourself. Come on, you can't think for yourself. You can't be different. You can't come up with good ideas or new ideas. You can't suggest the earth is flat. You can't say, oh, maybe evolution didn't happen. Maybe we were created. That's not allowed. That is not allowed. It might be allowed in your home. It might be allowed in, some circles on YouTube or on the internet, but it's not allowed in the mainstream. Different ideas, anything that goes against the cult, anything that goes against the status quo, the narrative, is not allowed. That's another reason that makes this hell realm. Number 29, truth is forbidden. Truth is not allowed here, folks. You're not allowed to tell the truth, at least about anything serious, right? You can't tell the truth about anything. You'll be ostracized. People will think you're crazy. You won't be able to keep your job. What a great place. Number 30, religion and politics. That's huge. Religion, politics, they control your mind. They control your beliefs, your thoughts. They also like to punish you and put you in fear as well. They make you believe things are simply not true. Next, we have evil wins. Evil always wins. The evil ideas, industry. The Industrial Revolution. I don't know if that was the healthiest thing for humans. I don't know if the way that we currently live is healthy and good for humans and our well-being. With the medical advancements. Are they good for us, or are they just good for the profits of the stakeholders? Cell phones, social media, are these things good? Or is this just an agenda that evil put in place? Evil always wins. If you have an idea that's great and can save humanity and bring peace to the world, do you think that's going to be adopted at the top? No. Or is it going to be something that's going to be detrimental to humans? Most likely, yes. Number 32, your God, the Creator, is evil. It says in Isaiah 45:7, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. So that's God admitting it right there in the Bible. If you believe the Bible, God's saying it right there. But all you have to do is look at these 33 reasons, and there you go. God is evil. The creator of this place is Satan himself. It is a demonic force. It did not tell you who you are. It is not whispering in your ear and telling you why things happen. It's not telling you where you're going to go. It's not going to let you. It's not going to want you to just walk out of here and do whatever you want. Okay? It needs you. It's using you. And then lastly, you cannot leave. You cannot leave anytime you want. Many say it's a game. If it was a game, you could hit the exit button. There would be an exit, a reset button. You'd have some control over your involvement in the game. If this was a fair place, if this was a good place, if it was created by a benevolent creator, you could leave anytime you want. Peacefully. Now, there is a way to leave this place, but it's not peaceful. You should be able to just walk out of this place, and you can't do it. So those are the 33 reasons that I think this is a hell realm. There could be 666 reasons, but I didn't have time to do that. I just stuck with 33. So let me know. I want to hear your reasons why that you don't think this is a hell realm. I want to hear all your excuses, and I will respond to them one by one. And if you can think of anything else that makes this a hell realm, let me know as well. But thank you everybody for watching the video all the way through. And let me know your thoughts and be well.